Operation Rock and Roll kicked off its world tour last night at the Salt Palace with the likes of Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. KTV's Tammy Sanders was at the concert, and of course, Tammy, many people are concerned with the incident here in Salt Lake City, that tragedy back in January, of security at these concerts. Any problems last night?
Not at all, and you know that the people at the Salt Palace were going to be on their toes with security. In fact, it almost seemed as though the kids in the audience were making a special effort not to get out of hand. But one word I can use to describe the concert last night, though, was loud. Heavy metal rock and roll is a class all of its own, the kind of music that makes you wonder, what are these guys really like? I talked with Alice Cooper and Rob Halford and found that they're normal men with $1 million facade.
Rock and roll is, you know, it's street music. And it's rebellious music. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to destroy your family. I mean, people have been doing rock and roll for years now, and most of everybody grows up pretty healthy.
Rock and roll is hard to define, but one definition surely has to include the name Alice Cooper. Alice helped pioneer, shall we say, the weird side of music.
I don't know. I just, you know, I have a very vivid imagination, I guess, and if I weren't doing this, I'd probably be writing books or I'd be writing screenplays or something. But rock and roll is really what I love, so I put it into rock and roll.
But rock and roll of the metal variety is not without controversy.
Most heavy metal bands get blamed for causing suicides. I don't believe that's true. I think that kids like music, and when somebody kills themselves, you shouldn't first of all look at what they're listening to. You should find out where their parents are.
Rob Halford, one of the original members of Judas Priest, says that, believe it or not, their music has helped kids.
People will be fascinated to find out some of the things that we get, you know, letters that we receive from kids, especially that have had troubled times and that have thanked us by mail to say, look, you got me through a real bad period in my life, your music.
Halford also says that drugs are on their way out of rock and roll.
A lot of real sensibilities have come through in rock and roll in general over the past few years, and for all these things to keep going, you've got to be in good physical, mental, spiritual shape, you know, it's important.
The attendance of the concert was lower than expected last night. Concert promoter thinks that it's because kids had to make a choice between Operation Rock and Roll or Guns N' Roses coming up this Saturday.
What kind of changes have they made in security since January's event?
Well, I talked to security there. They wouldn't go on camera because they're still kind of leery about it. Litigation is still going on about AC/DC, but they did say that what they do is they talk to other concert arenas around the country. They all are very close, and they gauge the concerts according to who the artist is. Obviously, this is going to have a lot more security than, you know, Billy Joel. But so they make every precaution to make sure that they ensure the patron safety, and that's what they
of course,
told
maybe that tragedy struck a nerve with the kids who attend the concerts too.
I think so.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tammy. Well, coming up next, Stephanie has fashions with a capital T.
And Arch Campbell has high regards for the new Harrison Ford film regarding Henry. That's next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I do that all the time.
You do?
Yeah. See?